My name is Joel from Occult Burial.
And I'm Dan.
What instruments do you play, or what do you do?
I play the bass and I do the vocals.
Guitars.
Earlier this year, you had your first full length coming out, Hideous Obscure. It's partially a re-recording of earlier demos. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, the only reason really it's partially a re-recording. Actually, like half the songs on the full length are the demo songs that we re-recorded. I guess there are a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that we're just slow songwriters. So by the time we wanted to record an album, we didn't, have a million new songs. We just had about 5 new songs, so we needed to use the demo songs to have a proper amount of songs for a full length. The other reason is that we weren't totally happy with the sound of the demo, with the production of it, so we just wanted to give those demo songs a new life by re-recording them again and then having them be part of the album and having a new life that way.
You already partially answered my second question. I was wondering if you're already working on new material, but since you're slow songwriters...
We've gotten a lot better, actually. We're a lot more dedicated. Well, no, not dedicated, but we're a lot more disciplined now, I think. Kind of got the gears in motion. And
we have a new rehearsal space, and it gives us a lot more freedom to write new material.
Yeah, that's the difference, because when we recorded the first album, we were still just rehearsing in my parents' garage. So, we'd get together on Friday night and, drink beer and just hang out, basically, because we didn't have to pay rent or anything. But then when we started renting a rehearsal space, we realized, okay, maybe we should use this time to, kind of work on stuff because we're paying for it. So it felt a bit more, the pressure. We had a bit more pressure to be more productive instead of just hanging out and playing songs for fun all the time, which is what we still do, but we got more productive.
You told me before that you were touring with drummer of Cauchemar. Are you looking for a new drummer, or is it work or study related that he couldn't come?
Dan Lee is the Occult Burial drummer. He couldn't come because of family reasons. He has a young daughter, so he couldn't disappear for a month without causing some troubles at home. It's not the drummer of Cauchemar, it's the bassist of Cauchemar who is playing drums for us because he's a very talented individual. And we're super thankful that he accepted to do it. He's doing a great job and we're having a great time with him.
The album was released via the Irish label Invictus Productions. How did that happen?
He contacted us through Anik, I believe. She was in contact with him. She posted one of our songs online, and then he heard it, so he just contacted us and said he was interested in doing a run of the demo, which we had already released at that time.
Didn't you guys get into contact with a label like Hell's Headbangers? Because some of the bands that are on that label really remind me of the stuff that you're doing. Do you know the label? They have Midnight, Bone Hunter.
Yeah, we've been ordering stuff from Hell's Headbangers. He orders things from Hell's Headbangers twice a week.
No.
At least once a month. Anyway, pretty often. But no, we never contacted them. But it was kind of serendipitous that we got to work with Invictus, and it's been going so smoothly ever since that there's no reason to look elsewhere so far. So we've never actually sent out messages to labels. We just let them come to us.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised, perhaps I'm mistaken, but I didn't find a Facebook page. Isn't that something essential for a band to get your music or message across the world?
What's essential for a band is to write good songs and play them with heart and go out and play them for people, is what I think. I think Facebook pages can be useful, but in the end I just find them a bit tacky and useless personally. I'm not interested, and I don't really see the point in having a Facebook page. I don't know what your opinion is.
Pretty much on par with what you just said. Yeah.
I already mentioned bands like Midnight and Bone Hunter. Other bands that I would use to describe the music is Battery or Black and Trash. How would you yourself describe the music of Occult Burial?
Evil metal. We started off because we wanted to write music that sounded like the band Enemy, cult crossover Venom worship band from the States from the 80s. Our sound basically just evolved from there.
Yeah, and we also have a big influence from classic heavy metal. We have a really big focus on just having really good riffs is what's important to us. A lot of bands just play really loud and fast and kind of forget that you need to have something catchy and memorable going on at the same time. So we try to play fast and aggressive, but also write something that you'll remember the next day and hopefully the next year also.
You have a cover from Battery. Do you cover other songs or bands?
We haven't done that many covers. We've done a few. On this tour, we did a cover of Freezing Moon by Mayhem. We played it in Berlin only. Otherwise, what have we done?
Sacrifice by Bathory at one point. right.
We did Visions of Mortality by Celtic Frost at our first show, so we played it once. Yeah, we're not big on covers, I guess. We don't have the patience to learn them because we'd rather just, when we have time to work on play together, we'd rather work on our own songs than work on covers, I guess.
You guys are from Ottawa. How is the Canadian metal scene? Is it easy to get a gig over there? Are there good bands coming to play?
In Ottawa, it's pretty quiet. Yeah, I don't know. There's not that many good bands that come through, really. Montreal has a lot of good bands going on. There's Metallian from Montreal. They often come to Ottawa, so that's always a really good time. But other than that, in general, I'd say the Canadian metal scene is, I think it's good, I guess.
Yeah, there's quite a few good bands coming out of Canada, I think.
I think the first band, when you mention a Canadian metal band, it's still Anvil, the first one that pops to mind.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not a big Anvil fan.
Me neither,
actually.
How has the tour been so far? It's the next before last show, if I'm not mistaken, and then you're probably going back to Canada?
Yeah, we're playing in Courtrai tonight, and then Gopingen tomorrow, and then we're done. And then Cauchemar is playing one last show at the Hammer of Doom Festival in Würzburg, which we're obviously not playing because we're not a Doom metal band. But we're going to be there anyway. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, tonight and then tomorrow, and then we're done going back home to our daily lives.
I have a last question, talking about daily lives and stuff like that. I guess you guys still work or study or whatever, or hang around, chill. How do you see the future of the band? What do you want to achieve?
Well, we've talked about wanting to do a lot more tours, basically. Yeah. One of our dreams is to do a cross-Canada tour, which is a lot harder than touring Europe, just because the distances between cities in Canada are so huge. Yeah. And there's a lot less people. So, you drive for 14 hours, you get to the next city, and then there might only be like 20 people at the show. So it's really hard to make it work, but it's one of our dreams. We really want to go see our friends in Newfoundland and play there. Also the States, and come back to Europe. Basically, we want to tour the world, is what I'm trying to say.
Tinnitus Metal Radio, the heaviest show